G'day scrappers, nice morning here in Melbourne, and I've been getting a few comments about wanting me to go out and do some pickups videos and stuff, so I thought, well, I'm going out to do a pickup today, so thought I'd take you along for the ride. It's not too far away, just on the other side of the city, so yeah, let's go and do it. It's a reasonably regular client. I get to do them probably once every 3 months. They usually have some good stuff, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of point of sale machines, some PCs, laptops and so on, but this company owns a real big chain of bars and clubs and restaurants and things like that, so all their point of sale systems get changed over, and so I'm going to pick them up. And the good thing about the point of sale machines is, well, they're quite difficult to scrap out, as you probably know if you've already done one. They do take some time. There's a reasonable good scrap value in them, but one of my buyers that buys my PCs and stuff, he actually buys my point of sales and docket machines and all that, so it's really good. It saves me scrapping them out. Obviously I get a lot more than scrap value, and yeah, they still get recycled. He's got buyers for them that recondition them and put them back on the market overseas. Sorry, my navigational system is telling me where to go. So that bridge, that's the Westgate Bridge, just at the base of my house, basically, almost. And so it's a bit foggy and smoggy today, this morning. There's no wind, so it's just sort of like, as you can see, the city up ahead. Yeah, it's a bit dreary, but it's actually quite warm, and so it's actually more humid than warm, because we had a bit of rain early in the morning, and so yeah, it's a bit humid. So yeah, this is just a day-to-day of Ewaste Ben. Go out to the city and pick up. And this place here, the company actually has, sometimes I pick up from the business itself in their car park, which I might have to do today depending on how much I have in the van. But the company also owns or rents storage lockers, so that's where I'm going to be doing the initial pickup from their storage locker. So it's pretty good, because I don't have to bring a trolley, because the storage locker place has got good trolleys, flatbed trolleys, and I use the goods lift, so, and to park the car pretty much right out the front of the of the lift. So it's a reasonably easy access job, so that's what I like about it. And rather than going upstairs in offices, if you've got a lot of stuff, you can do 20 trips up and down, and it can take a long time, you know. And even worse, if you can't park your car in the docks and you've got to park your car out the street, it just makes it really hard. So here we go. So we're actually already halfway there. So I thought, well, I'm not going to be able to take a whole lot of video whilst I'm in there. I'll do as much as I can, mostly when I'm bringing the stuff out and loading it up, because you know, just you've got to protect people's privacy and all that sort of stuff. So, and there could be other people in the locker doing their own thing on their storage lockers, so I've got to be a little bit, you know, discreet having the video going.
In 600 meters, take exit W1 for Power Street towards City.
So here we go, first exit, and we're going to head into the, we're going to go through the sports entertainment precinct of Melbourne.
Take exit W1, then merge onto Power Street.
It's Rod Laver Arena, where we play the Australian Open Tennis, the Glass House, where the NBL basketball, also there's the Melbourne Storm Rugby League ground. Yeah, it's a lot happening in that area, gardens and stuff.
In 200 metres, turn right onto City Road, Yarraville Highway.
So this is the south side of the city.
Onto City Road, Yarraville Highway.
And yeah, it's probably where it starts to get a little bit slow, traffic-wise. That's it. So I've got my little uniform on, you know, to sort of try and make, you know, try and look as professional as possible, even though I'm driving my old van, because there's no real difference at this place. And because traditionally at this place I really pack my van up to the hilt, even the front seat, load up stuff on the front seat as much as I can, because yeah, usually this job is always packed to the rafters, so I don't want to overpack my other van like that. Until I get a trailer, then I'll be doing jobs like this with the newer van. So it's always a little bit exciting at the start, as I'm approaching the job, you know, just to, because you don't know what you expect, you know, what to expect, like, could be anything, you know, even though I kind of do know what to expect at this particular job, but it's still, you know, unsure of how many of what, how many point of sale machines, how many PCs. Hopefully there's a fair amount of PCs, hopefully there's a fair amount of laptops and stuff, and the only thing with this job is when I process the PCs and laptops,
in 500 meters, continue straight onto Alexander Avenue.
If they're good laptops, I don't process them, but I have to in this case, because I have to remove all the hard drives, and they want the hard drives returned. So in probably the next pickup I do, I'll bring in the hard drives from this pickup. Just so they can destroy them however they want, and they feel comfortable in getting rid of their stuff.
To Alexander Avenue.
I'm sort of not going where my map is telling me, but it's always tricky going
on Alexander Avenue for 2 kilometers.
The other way, because
continue on State Route 20 for 800 meters.
Google seems to send me on the tollway. So on the left, that was Rod Laver Arena. On the right, well, now it's called the Holden Centre. It's the Glass House. That's where the basketball. On the far left is the MCG, one of the greatest football ovals, cricket ovals on the planet. Yeah, there's arenas everywhere. Pretty cool. It's all happening here. Amy Park.
Keep right to stay on Olympic Boulevard, Swan Street.
Amy Park here, that's where the rugby union on the right here, rugby league play. I've actually done pickup from this football company, the Melbourne Storm. It's also home of the Melbourne Victory, the Melbourne's one of Melbourne's soccer teams. So yeah, wouldn't mind a little piece of land on this street. Wouldn't that be awesome? Put a little house and just have the yard as a scrapping yard and just oh gosh. Yeah, well, So this is where a real slow point, so
Keep right to stay
I'll
on Olympic Boulevard.
pause here for a little bit. So because we're in lockdown at the moment still, it's amazing how little traffic there is. I mean, it's only been like, you know, less than 10 minutes and I'm already on the other side of the city, and you know, it's pretty amazing. So yeah, so lockdown has its benefits for us guys that are still working. This is Richmond, very old part of Melbourne where it used to be Rough and Ready. That pub on the left, that building on the left there, you know, one of the rough pubs where, you know, back in the early 70s and stuff, where, you know, the gangsters and stuff would hang around, you know, all this area, very old, built up area. So now it's all like that, trendy, yuppies. It's all happening. There's the cops looking for scrappers, trying to make a couple bucks. But yeah, amazing how little traffic there is here, and amazing that I'm only, I think I turned off my map thing. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember whether it was this street or the next street. Okay, it should be somewhere on the right. What is it? 658. There it is. There's a cafe here on the corner. Last time I went there, I had to wait for about 10 minutes. So I thought I'd go to this cafe and get myself a toasted sandwich. A toasted sandwich cost me something like 15 bucks. Pretty amazing. So here we go. All right. And there's my guy, the roller door opening up. Okay. Well, they always work me hard at this place. So it took me a while to set my camera back up onto my chest because it was on the car dash. So in here, so far there's 7 boxes, and oh gosh, some of them broken. What they are HP. Can't even hear the elevator, it's so quiet, whether it's going down or not. These are HP all-in-ones. So these all-in-ones are good because they're sellable. So looks like most of them, there's 5 in each one. There's a few missing. I noticed this one here has got a real broken screen, but sometimes that doesn't even matter. But the only thing, as I said, is I've got to actually take them out of the, you know, how do I get out of here again? Pin code exit. I better give him a call because my camera's on and that too. He's going to text me through star. I'm pretty sure he said star Okay, 609. Goodness. Think it's Fort Knox or something. All right. So there we go. That's a good start. All in ones. Now, the trick here is to pack the van in as tightly as I can. Now, okay, broken screen. Well, they don't have stands, but that's okay because it certainly saves the room. Yeah, but he did say that I can bring back some of the boxes because even though they're nicely packed in boxes, the boxes are kind of broken, and well, if you can try and, I try and reduce the amount of cardboard I bring back, but I'm not going to give him all the boxes back. I'll take the good boxes, the ones that won't fall apart on me. Okay, and they've, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. So it looks like there's going to be quite a lot of these, I tell you. And it's going to take me quite a while to remove the hard drives. But as soon as I get back, I'll start the process. Remove the hard drives as quickly as possible, and then I can then take the units to my buyer. There could be a good payout. Obviously, it's a little bit hard with to get the camera in view. Oh, that box. That's a bad box. So, cracked screens obviously affect the price, but depending on the CPU and RAM, can still get reasonable value. Okay, I can hear the elevator, so I think he might be bringing me down another trolley, which is really helpful. He's a good guy. He's not afraid to do a bit of work himself. Some places you do pickups from, they just stand there and watch you. Okay. Oh, it's a nice black van. It's a Renault. buggered that up. I sent that other lift up. One door opens, one door closes. Goodness. I don't want to go into one without a light. I might get the other one. PCs.
Do you get any value out of the power bricks at all, or is it just the cable that's attached to the power brick? Right.
So they're off. It's a 24 volt. So maybe, yeah, because they could be like from a laptop or something like that.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
All right, sweet.
Thanks, man. Okay. A lot of PCs in that one. Look at all those PCs. Dock. Core i5s. i5's a little HP, small form factor. How's that? What is it? 3, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48? I think there's about 48, and they're i5, so yeah, I've got to take out the hard drives out of them before, you know, if I didn't have to, I could just sell them like that, take them to my buyer. It'd be a lot easier, but, and look, more all-in-ones, HPs, so HP, it's all good quality Ewaste. Good stuff, that's what we want. And see the trolleys were already loaded, so while I'm unloading, he's throwing it in. So gotta keep getting this code. He's texted me the code, so he changes the code every time, so it's always different. All right. Okay. Better get the other one before the roller door closes on me. Wow, good, a lot of PCs there, and they're good i5s. So even if I take out the hard drives, they've still got some value. I mean, certainly better than scrap value. because why scrap them out completely when we can? It's just another form of recycling where we can actually it's not just about getting extra value, it's about so you want the two glass always to sit flat together. Yeah, it's not just about recycling, it's about, you know, like well, recycling for base metals. It's also about repurposing, and whilst these might be, I'm not sure what the CPU is, but no doubt I'll check when I get to open them up. But they may be a little bit old here, but in some countries they could go for another 10 years. So there's I think there's quite a bit at the other office, so we'll just have to see how much room I've got left. Otherwise I might have to come back tomorrow. Okay, I'll take that box. Maybe not. Yeah, the boxes are in pretty poor condition. Bottoms want to fall out. Four or five in each box. Look at all those PCs. Holy dooly. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, 42, 48, 50. 50 PCs. That's what we want. The life and times of an e-waste recycler. It's good if you get work, and you get the good work, like this stuff. It helps, you know, because a lot of times you're just picking up, you know, a few PCs and a whole bunch of printers, and sometimes a lot of junk. Oh. I just put this down on the top of this monitor so I don't really scratch it up too bad. Core i5s. Be amazing if they're i7, but pretty good still. So that's a nice even number, 50 PCs. Who knows? There could be more. But this is where it would be really handy to have a worker. If all my pickups were kind of like this, then I'd probably be able to afford a helping hand. Because, you know, it'd certainly get the job done quicker. And even when we've got to take out all the hard drives, we'd do it all in a couple of days. Normally when I leave this place, the van's sagging. Beautiful. Right. Power supply units. A whole box of cable.
Are you using all those trolleys there?
Probably not. We're not using those trolleys anymore. No, go for it. Yep. Rubbish. Printer stuff. A few servers. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so that's everything from this storage locker, and so, well, a bonus 3 servers at the end there, boxes of power supplies for laptops and stuff, which is good, whole heap of cable. It's pretty low value. Each individual one is in, they're just the USB cables, each one is in an individual packet, so it's very time consuming just to get them out and sell it as data cable. And that top box, that's just data card supplies, just printer stuff, no real value there. But so 50 i5 HP PCs, and the all-in-ones let's see, 2, 4, 6, 16, about 32, and say most of them had 5 in a box, so let's say 4 in a box, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 32, probably about 70 all-in-ones. But I'm just going to follow him now to the office. All right, so the office isn't too far away, so it's I won't put the camera on the windscreen. I'll just I'll turn off the office. It's really weird because you got to go in the car park, and it's a basement car park, and you got to go like 6, 7 floors up, and then they've got a cage on their level. So I'll just wait for him to come and we'll go and do the second stage of this pick. About 10 floors. I think I'm gonna need all optional spaces. Okay. Okie dokie.
Alright, so pretty much I've got a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, this is the box. This is the box full of laptops.
Okay.
It's monstrously heavy, so.
Yeah, alright. Yep. Okay. Wow. Top laptops. Hopefully, don't know how hard it is to get these hard drives out, or where they.
Yeah. I'll see how you go. If not, just drill a hole in them. Yeah, all this. Like, I think there's a full of cables as well.
Yep. Okay.
And these ones as well.
All right. Laptops. Heaps of laptops. All right. I might just squeeze in some of these. Yeah. Because they can get a bit awkward. Stands in.
Yeah, I think you can just rip them pretty easily. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That might be to go. Oh yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I can take the stands away if you don't need them. If you need them, you can have them.
The stand?
Yeah, it's up to you. If you
Oh, I don't need them.
Yeah, if it's just rubbish. Yeah, I'll get rid of them for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a couple of more things from there.
Sure. Well, I can't open the side door over this side because all the PCs would tumble out. These are Docker printer machine. Docket. Yeah, I know, I'm puffing. More Docket machines. Well, at least there's no hard drives in there. Might buy a taste them as well. More Docker machine. Okay. It's about 40 laptops. I'll take all these. He was going to throw them away, but it's all part of the service. So if you're only going to throw them away, then let me do that for you. I'll put them back on the screens and my buyer takes them as well. I can even sell these. It's all good stuff. He's gone upstairs to pick up more. These are data, not data, ID tag printers. They're actually worth good money, believe it or not. These get sent overseas. You put the ID card in there with the photo from the computer, and it prints out an ID card with photo. They may have upgraded, but they're still very useful, especially Pakistan, India, Asia. Where it's a big saving. It's a iOmega, looks like hard drive storage. Quite a few more boxes. I'm gonna have to change tact. So this is all cable, that's right. 3 more boxes of cable. Power shield, look at that. Cable, bread and butter. Pudding. So, to balance the weight. One in the front. Whew. Holy dolly. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thanks for that, Dave.
No problem at all.
Appreciate the work.
Appreciate you coming by.
My pleasure.
I'll see you again soon.
All right, champ. All right. Well, there you go, guys. How's that for a pickup? Couldn't get another thing in. Even got some buddies on the side here with me. Yeah, we're about 10 floors underground, right? So picking up e-waste from Melbourne underground. It seems like it's not a very wide building, it's quite a narrow building, so each floor comes up pretty quick. And I was just saying to him as I was following him down, I said it would be really cool if we had a couple of go-karts and we could slide around going down and up, you know, like drifting. It'd be an awesome drifting track. They could even do an official race, just put barricades around the sides and have a go-kart drifting competition. Be awesome. Be real fun, you know. Not that I've got a go-kart. Hey, we're out. Thank goodness. Hey, up we go. Woo! And out. All right. Okay. Just got to find my way back home now. Yeah, so huge, really high building, but just that's a railway station next to me there. I just got to find somewhere to stop temporarily, and I just want to readjust this camera. Well, there you go, guys. how was that for a pickup and a half, eh? The second stage of that pickup turned out to be, well, almost as good as the first stage because of the amount of laptops. There must be at least 40 or more, but they're not, you know, like the big chunky laptops. They're all really good i5 laptops. And fortunately, he said, I don't have to worry about taking out the hard drives out of them if I can just wipe them. And so that's what I'll do. I'll just get the hard drives all wiped and we're in business. But there's still, like there were, you might have seen
The next left onto Alexandra Avenue.
quite a few of the printer machines that print the dockets. They're all from like restaurants and bars, and so they're really greasy and stuff, but there's really no scrap value in them. So I used to, before I knew I could, my buyer would take them, I used to just take them to the scrapyard, you know, at least get them recycled as scrap metal. But yeah, they actually, they also go overseas, and
Continue for 4 kilometers.
they're useful for in other countries, obviously, you know. So yeah, so I thought I'd do this video and just, you know, show you one of my day-to-day kind of pickups. I mean, it's not at the moment, for quite some time it hasn't been day-to-day, I can assure you. You know, things are a little bit quiet because we're in lockdown, so it's, you know, hard to get work. There's a lot of competition. Competition is building every month. There's a new e-waste recycler out there, you know, so I really appreciate getting work. Wow, I'm sweating like a pig because it's very humid today. So, and it's not like we're a regular pickup. You got some distance to go before you pick up the next trolley load and take it back to the van and so on, you know. This is just like bang, bang, bang. You know, because as I'm unloading the stuff, or loading the stuff onto the van, he's filling up more trolleys, and as soon as I finish, there's 2 more trolleys ready to go for me to unload. So it's just a real burst of work, and it's not really like how I normally work, especially back at the workshop when I'm scrapping and processing e-waste. How I do it, you know, I go at my own pace, and you know, I might have 15 minutes on, 15 minutes off. That's the beauty of being able to work for yourself. You go at your own pace, and well, obviously the older you get, that pace starts to slow down. And but yeah, hopefully I got most of the footage, you know, enough footage to show you, give you an idea on what it's all about. And yeah, as you can see, it's not easy work, but it's not super hard work. It's the hardest part is getting the work, you know, getting clients to call you and stuff. And so come Christmas time, clients like this I'll look after with a couple of bottles of something, you know, a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of vodka or something for Christmas kind of thing. Because let's face it, you know, there were, I don't know, I can't remember how many all-in-ones I said, maybe, I don't know, at least 60 or so, can't remember now. But that's, they're all i5s, I think they're i5s. Gosh, if they're i7s, it'll be nice. But it's a lot of, you know, still got good value, even though it's, you know, turned over. I mean, we just went over tax time, and so for a lot of businesses, well, all businesses, they get tax incentives to upgrade their equipment. So, and obviously they're running a business, they want to run at the optimum level that they can. So therefore, it's worth businesses turning over their PCs and laptops to get a better, faster, more reliable, and just go like that. And they get a rebate from tax anyway, so they're not losing money. And well, you know, obviously they work in offices and stuff like that. This is like from a head office, so therefore, you know, they don't have time to. Where are they going to take their e-waste? They've got, you know, not many options to get rid of their stuff.
Left onto Power Street.
So that's where e-waste recyclers come into play. And yeah, it's and mind you, I do the pickup for free, and you know, I've just over the years I've been fortunate enough to work out what to do with all my e-waste, whether to scrap it, on-sell it, refurbish it, whatever it is. You know, but that takes quite a long time to build up your partners and stuff like that. It's a lot harder for e-waste businesses to start up and get value from their stuff. So a lot of e-waste companies, well, they call themselves e-waste recyclers, but what a lot of them are just rubbish removalists, and they've gone into the field of e-waste recycling because they see an opportunity there, because they don't do free pickups, they charge. So it would depend on the job. It would, you know, go by hourly rate and volume. So, you know, it might be per ton or per cubic meter, whatever it is.
The next left onto South
Plus on top of that, they might charge $150 an hour.
Meters, turn left onto Power Street.
So they don't really care what they pick up and what they really do with it in the end. They've already made their money by doing the pickup. Sure, you know, they might also build up people that will buy their e-waste from them so they can make even more money. But I don't call them recyclers really, because yeah, a lot of the stuff they'll just throw into scrap metal.
In 300 meters, turn right onto the ramp to M1.
Even though they're rubbish, you know, rubbish removalists, they can't take e-waste to landfill anymore. That law changed a couple of years ago.
Onto the ramp to M1, then
So,
onto M1.
yeah, so even rubbish removalists, when they get e-waste, they have to separate it out and then find someone that will take it. And in some cases,
Lane to turn right onto Sturt Street.
if it's rubbish e-waste like,
In
you know,
150 meters,
kitchen appliances and stuff, they actually have to pay for an e-waste recycler to take it off their hands, because who wants that stuff? But anyway, we're
continue on M1 for 1 kilometre.
back on the freeway, and when my van's fully loaded like it is and quite heavy, it's a little bit slow in takeoff. That's why all the cars are passing me pretty quickly. The van's got to build up momentum, and that's because my alternator, when I got the alternator changed, they put the wrong alternator on, and so the gear ratio is different.
100 meters, keep right
But-
to stay on M1.
We're on speed now. So there's the city on the right. This is the south of the city. Some buildings coming up. Yeah, it's all this side.
Right to stay on M1.
These are all recent high rises. But for me, I'm kind of lucky that I live so close to the city, because you know, a lot of e-waste recyclers are further out in industrial areas where they get cheap rent, and you know, and they do what they do there. But me, because I do it from home, it's not easy. Could really use a factory, a forklift. But yeah, I'm rambling on, but that's all right. I'm pretty satisfied. I've done the job for the day. Still got a big job in unloading this stuff. So maybe we'll just take stock of what I picked up when I actually unload the van. But yeah, it's a good feeling. Like I said, it's on the way there, it's exciting, you know. But on the way back, you're relieved that you've got the job done. You're coming back with a full load of stuff, and there's no rubbish really here. There's, you know, normally there would be a few printers, no printers. The monitors that I got, well, they're all full size, like 19-inch and 21-inch monitors. So they're all, they don't get scrapped. My buyer will take them as well, depending on the size. I don't get much for them, you know, $4 or $5. Sometimes I get $10 if they're a real, you know, a big one, 15. So a lot of this stuff is actually going to get reused, whether here in Australia or overseas. And so it's going to have a new life. So it's good. Good for the environment, good for the planet. This is my side of town now, the west. But as I said, it's really handy being, you know, just less than 10 minutes away from the city. So all the jobs that I get to do in the city, it's really quick for me. I'm not spending much in fuel, spending much time in the van driving. It's just in and out. So they're building here. They're building a whole new tunnel system. It's like a $6 billion tunnel project, and this is where it starts. And so they're also extending the bridge and everything. But yeah, it's something like a 3-year job. And it started off as a $3 billion project, but with all projects, they quote $3 billion, and then 12 months later they say, oh no, it's going to cost us a lot more. It's going to be $6 billion now. And by the time it's finished, they'll add another $1 billion. That's how the construction workers, companies sort of, they make their millions. So it's all happening underground here. Nothing much different up top. So it'll be interesting. There we go, we're in my suburb now. And head home. I'll just, I'll take you home. Why not? Those of you who have lost interest in the video have already gone anyway, so for some of you that want to hang on, well, we're only a couple of minutes away. And just got to get in front of this truck. Alrighty. Home sweet home. So as you can see, I was over the other side of the city like 10 minutes ago. Well, the last stretch home now, so it's really easy. And wow, yeah, and quite a lot of what was it, 50 PCs, those HP i5 PCs. That's awesome. They're pretty quick and easy to get the hard drive out, just whack back, bang, throw them all into a box, and give them back to him before Christmas. And yeah, it was pretty good value there. I mean, you know, really good value. So this pickup overall, you know, well, I'm not going to really estimate, but for those of you in the know, you know, you can imagine that it's quite a lucrative job, this one. It really balances out when I do other jobs that are nowhere near that big or that quality. And so, yeah, you really need these jobs. You know, even one every couple of months like this, it really makes a difference in survival or drifting off into the nether. There we go, guys. That's my park. And this is my street. Only annoying thing is they put these speed humps in my street. I mean, it's kind of understandable because you got kids running over the road from the park and chasing balls and stuff. And we used to get hoons coming up and down here, so certainly slowed down the traffic here. Alrighty guys, well, I'm gonna put my car in the park because I've got to get my other van out so I can back this in and unload. Alright guys, well, I'll go and unload and we'll see what we ended up with. Okay guys, well, I've had a cup of coffee, all ready to go. Unload this van now. As you can see, I couldn't certainly fit any more boxes in, but if he had any more, it would have just been have to take out the stuff out of boxes and slide it into gaps. So it's about as full, but sometimes I've gotten a pickup from there where I've packed it so tight, like not even a little bit of space. So the way I've got to do this is try and be as organized as possible because I only have so much room in the garage for undercover stuff. So there are things that I'm taking to my buyer, so I might as well just throw it straight into the van here, the printing docket machines and the other stuff that I need to take hard drives out of and so on. I'll take them at the back, so, and I can just get straight onto them and load up the van. So here are those printers. So yeah, there's very little scrap value here. There's a little board in there. They're just not worth it. It's mostly just plastic and a big cartridge. And so you can see it's still got paper in there. Yeah, it's not a great deal for me, but thankfully I can actually sell these. And so there's 12, looks like, these are smaller ones, and then there's giant ones too. So, but I don't get much, but certainly a lot better than scrap value. And the beauty is that they're going to be utilised elsewhere, albeit in another country. So if you ever take a holiday to, say, Pakistan, and you go to a restaurant, your docket will probably come out of one of these. So there's no point in bringing that stuff into the back and taking up a lot of space. Might as well just process as I go. Okay. Oh, some of these boxes are a bit messy. Well, that's just a Samsung touch screen. That's a Chromebook. Yeah. Oh, there's another one. There's not turning on. That's okay. So these all come out of restaurants, and some handy units around. So this is obviously an all-in-one type of system, and this one says cockroach infestation unrepairable. So they even got a cockroach in there from a restaurant. All right, okay, so get rid of this box. And so yeah, the pickup is only kind of half the job. Unloading is a job in itself, but in this case we're not just unloading, we're reloading again. But yeah, and that saves me double handling, dragging it all at the back and then dragging it back. There's Yeah, no worries. Oh, big doggies. Hey, look at the size of you.
Little one.
Yeah, and so I've got the bin ready, and so this sort of stuff, yeah, because this is a mixture. I've got a sort of, yeah, okay, so I've got laptop power supplies, which I can also, obviously are valuable to my buyer that repurposes laptops. So I'll go and get a bucket for the power supplies. So that'll just be for power supplies from laptops. So what we're looking for is any power supplies that are around 18 volts and above. There's generally laptop type of power supplies. Right. So can be a bit mixed up here. So what do we got? 19.5, that's perfect laptop. Okay, so in this case the plug's broken, so obviously can't sell that one. All right, and then just, yeah, the same old deal. Cable, as you saw in the last scrap metal run, you know, the price check, cables are pretty good. So this is 24 volt, so it might still be okay. It will be an oddball thing, but it's surprising how many different laptops can be used from all kinds of power supply units. Okay, so that's just 12 volt, so useless for my laptop buyer. We'll just get all this done. 19 volts. So very strange. Yeah, this is very strange. I'll put it in because it still might be useful for my buyer. I mean, he doesn't necessarily go through every one, but I'm pretty good at making sure that they're all 19 or 18 and a half volts and up. I haven't had any complaints. There's a Toshiba laptop, so it's getting a bit messy, but I need to take them in. I know that's a laptop. I need to take them in when I take in everything else, so I don't have them just hanging around. Well, a lot of this cable is just brand new. This is like a video kind of cable. Some of it's good stuff. These are just port things. Might as well throw them in. There we go. So that's how I've got to kind of do this kind of stuff, is to try and be as organised. Even when I'm removing it from the van, it just saves so much space and work later on. So there's one cardboard box I can dispose of. Okay, now these were all just loose. So these power supplies, don't underestimate them, because they're very valuable to guys that recondition laptops and on sell them and so on, because a lot of time when you're doing e-waste pickups, you don't actually get all the power supplies. They seem to just throw them out, don't even think about them. Happens so often. Okay, all right, so yeah, these printer things, I try and take off the company logo. Yeah, so they're, I was trying to show you in the garage there. Yeah, so they're data card things, and you just slide in your card and they take the image off the computer and it prints. So as you can see, it's just plastic. There is very little of anything in there. They're quite light, very lightweight, but they're actually quite valuable, and they actually are worth a bit. Me, you know, I can't remember what they're worth, for 30-40 bucks, something like that. So it's pretty good. And these laptops, okay, all right, so they're Acer Chromebooks. Yeah, I think, you know, they're not like super laptops. Got a good graphics card in there, but at least, you know, the keys are in on this one. The screen doesn't look too bad. So yeah, so there's Chromebooks, Acers and Lenovo's ThinkPads. These ThinkPads are a little bit better, I think. Okay, yeah, so these are good because they've got the i5 V Pro inside. Not sure, it might be a very early version of the i5, but these will clean up well. It just, there's too many. This place always gives me like a lot of you know, big boxes, and so you can only cram so much in a box. Just gets way too heavy. So yeah, I'm just going to sort of plod along, and I need to go through these, so because what I've got to do with these is I've got to wipe the data. They're going to get wiped anyway because they'll have new software put on it, and just a iPad. Alright, so as you can see, there's never a shortage of boxes when you're picking up e-waste, I tell you. I just want to close that. Alright, so with laptops, when you're getting them and you're repurposing them or whatever you're doing, try not to, you know, that's as much as I would want, because you got to think about the bottom ones. You don't want to put too much weight, and ideally they're stacked the way they were in the box, sideways rather than on top of each other, just so you're not putting pressure on the screens, especially if they're touch screen. They get damaged pretty quick. So not sure what I'm going to deal with first. I think the first thing I'm going to be dealing with are the PCs, all-in-ones and stuff. So okay, I just make a couple of piles. That's it. So not as much weight, but geez, what's there? 6, 8, 10, 28 there. And those other ones, when I've done the second stage of the pickup, they're on the front seat. So that's really good there, you know, 28 reasonably modern laptops
if they're all i5, which I'm quite sure they will be, it's going to be pretty awesome. Good value there. Okay, and so these HPs are they're core i5, but they most likely will be, my buyer can tell straight away what they are. They're probably going to be a first or second gen, maybe third gen. They're still good. i5, small form factor, pretty easy to open up, get the hard drive out, and then get rid of them like that. Certainly get better value than scrap, because as you can imagine, once you've taken the hard drive out, the motherboard is only very, very tiny. So barely worth a couple of bucks, you know. So certainly want to maximize, and this is what part of the e-waste business. If you were, you know, some people think that, you know, from the videos they see of mine, that all I do is just scrap everything I get out, and it's really not the case. I have 4 main buyers of all different things. A lot of this stuff will go to one. It just depends on timing. I had to throw PCs in the gaps to get those extra last few boxes out. But 50 PCs, had them counted as they were coming in. All right, and this is iAmega. It would be like a hard drive storage caddy, so I've got to check it out and see if there's hard drives in there that need to be removed. Okay. Slowly. So these are going to be the first thing I process, get all the hard drives out, and then load these into the van, ready to go to my buyer. And so yeah, it's all about proper organisation when you're doing this sort of biz, especially when you're a one-man band. Time is very valuable. These are too small to slide. Yeah, so the more organised I am, the easier things become when I go to start processing. Obviously, PCs, doesn't matter how many you stack on top. You can go all the way to the roof if you want. So there you go, a good start. So obviously I'm not going to go through the whole unboxing or unpacking of the van on video, and the rain is starting to get a bit heavier, so that doesn't help. Yeah, these last boxes that I was loading were kind of like the killer at the end, you know, because they're really heavy, and you know, I was just loading them in fast. But it's more of these, so quite a lot more than I expected of this product. But so 6, about 10, so about 10 in each box, because there's a bigger one, so there's 30 already. And you know, they're not worth that much, but even at say $5 each, still something, you know, because they're only worth 20 cents each, if that, as scrap. Okay, so okay, this is one a Cisco, sort of like a It's kind of like an antenna port. I don't think there'll be much in this, but it's just something I will scrap. More of these. It's amazing, isn't it? How much of this stuff, you can imagine what it was all worth when it was bought brand new. But they probably got a lot of business out of it. The new van doesn't get much work. I'm trying to preserve it whilst I've still got this old van. This van does the hard work and the dirty work. PCs. More. And remember, probably last year when I was picking up a lot of these, oh gosh, I reckon once I got about close to 200 of them. Not that many, probably 150. But most of the van was full of these. And they're heavy buggers. Leave some space for those printers. Hey, we're getting there slowly. There's no rush. And once it's all emptied, you know, most of the product will all be sorted and categorized and ready to go for the next stage. And yeah. Whew. Okay. There we go. More again. Goodness me. And obviously when you're loading a van or something like this, ideally you want to get the heavy stuff at the front. Technically these printers shouldn't really go there. What the heck. But yeah, just to keep the load balanced, most of the weight towards the front. Okay, so this is one of these point of sale. I've got to take a picture of these, so, and just send it to my buyer just so he knows. So give me a second. Okay. Wow. Those leotard things. That's the type of area this side of town has turned into, you know. All the women are really pretty and they're all, there's so many dog walkers. They're all, you know, into their pets. Okay, hope that doesn't collapse on me. Whew. Oh, yeah, a bit of rain now. I've got plenty of space in the garage for all those point of sale, not point of sale, the all-in-ones. So, still a lot more to go. Yeah. All right. Okay. Point of sale. Oh, that's heavy. This was the only box that is mostly just rubbish. But, you know, when they give you a box like that, there's some cleaning sleeves. These are print ribbon for the data card. So, as a bonus, so this is all data card stuff. So I'll give this to my buyer that's going to buy the 4 that I picked up. And so how's that? Not only do they have the machines, they've also got a start of, and this this ink, ribbon ink, it wouldn't be cheap either, believe me. And there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 boxes, and then all these, no doubt they'd need them. There's a few more loose. So, well, that saves me dealing with one box. I just give him the whole box. Fantastic. Okay, well, this rain's starting to get a bit heavy now. Servers. Nice. Cisco service, even better. You beauty. Don't think I'm going to get through. So we like servers, and we love Cisco servers. Yeah, baby. Look like they're all complete. Once again, just take out the hard drives. Perfect. Okay. Cooking with gas. Alright, so what was that? Okay, so I'm not going to deal with them right now. Undercover. All right, well, I think I'm going to have a bit of a break until the rain stops. I don't want to get completely soaked. And but so far so good. Was 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, about 60 of those printer things. Just got to take a picture of them. All right, so when the rain stops, these two are cable. So again, I've got to sort out the cable. Yep, for now, that's pretty good. I'll just take these things in and we'll get back once I start. Once it stops raining, and yeah, I'll just do a tally of pretty much what I've got, I think. Well, it's still pouring with rain, so just got to hold back. I took out one of these, what I thought were, well, they're all-in-ones, but they're like PCs, but they're actually they're a point-of-sale system. Because I was wondering, he said, you know, I've got a whole heap of point-of-sale systems. And I got those old ones that I used to pick up from him, but these two are also point of sale systems. So they're a touch screen, you know, they use them in, like, say, kiosks to, say, sign in or something like that, or also just point of sale, because they're basically a computer, but pretty awesome that they're touchscreen. They're really, you know, like, really slender, and they feel like they're nice and heavy, and they just feel really good. But yeah, I can't make out the brand or the model number. I've got a model number, and see, this is the thing with this kind of stuff. It's not like a PC where it will be like HP and then you know, the model number, and it's straightforward. And sure, there'll be different configurations, but the model number is kind of very similar. Whereas these kind of point of sale systems, the model numbers are according to the client, the customer's specifications. And so they've got standard models but this model is unrecognizable, like on Google or anything like that. Because yeah, it would be a specific configuration for the company that bought these all, and you know, and so it's a custom sort of configuration. So they create a new model number, and that's it. It's unsearchable. It's just that client's system. There's some of them, you know, you've seen some had cracked screens and even just damage being dropped and stuff like that. So they're not imperfect, but I know that just even like a regular model that is searchable of this kind and is about brand new, they're about $2,500. I reckon that this is the model number is higher, so I think it's got a better configuration. It might have an i5, who knows, and bigger RAM. So brand new, they're at least $2,500 each, and I got like 70 or 80 of them. I can't remember how many I got, but obviously they're all chipped, broken. Like this break here, that might well affect the touchscreen. So a lot of these will probably not even be able to be used, but they can still take out the motherboards, and they've got the RAM, the CPU, if it's an i5, and they still get pretty good value from them. Yeah, interesting. Just got to wait for the rain to stop to pull the rest out. But that's the one of the obstacles that we get as e-waste recyclers if we're trying to maximise our funds. You know, our what we make. Yeah, in cases like this, if this was like just a Dell all-in-one PC, I'd know exactly what it was, and I'd know the value of it straight away. And you know, so I've still got to put quite a bit of work into these, because I've got to open them up and take out the hard drives. So I'll just see how easy or difficult. Unlike laptops where we can reformat and at least wipe off, you know, the easy data. This sort of thing, yeah, I'm going to have to actually remove the hard drives from these and give the hard drives back. So quite a lot of work. I don't know how much value is going to be here, but yeah, they're about a 22-inch screen, so it might be a bit small, but they feel quite big. Yeah, so that's interesting. So oh well, I'll take them all out and see what I can do with them. Well guys, it looks like the rain has set in for the day. Going by the clouds in the west there, it's not going to end, so I might as well just pack up for the day and finish off emptying out tomorrow. But you've got the general picture, and it's all pretty much now, it's just some more cable, power supplies, some more PCs, and then all those point of sales. So yeah, hopefully those point of sales do good, but either way I'm still happy. Still got more boxes of these things, and as I said, they're not worth a lot, but at least I can get better than scrap value, and at the same time get rid of the boxes. But yeah, so how's that for a pickup? I still got the front seat loaded. Yeah, but I'm just going to pack up for the day and go in and yeah, just chill out. I might scrap a few things, start on the PCs, take a few hard drives out, but that's about it for today. So another day of the e-waste recycling biz, and garden's getting a good water. Fruit trees are starting to come up. That's my persimmon tree at the back there. Love my persimmon tree. So, all right, guys. Well, I hope that was a bit of fun. Yeah, just an oddball video of doing an e-waste pickup. Really random joint, and so you know, every job's different. So maybe I'll do a couple more videos throughout the year of other pickups, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So keep scrapping, guys. Get out there and see if you can get your own e-waste. I'll catch you next time.